Hello, this is Top Prep Sports Interviews by Sunil Sundaraj. Tonight, I'm happy to be speaking with Micah Estelle, a junior at Hopkins High School in Hopkins, Michigan, and the center of the varsity basketball team. Once again, Micah, thank you so much for taking time out to speak with me tonight. Congrats on your success there at Hopkins High School. So far this season, enjoying a winning record and
Yeah,
season. How good does that feel to be putting that number 40 Vikings jersey on here, Micah?
it feels really good. Thank you for having me tonight.
Yeah, no problem. Let's just talk about it. You said your mom, said was, great enough to provide all the information, the background info. 11-4, I think, currently fourth in the conference. Basically, said a starting lineup consisting of all seniors. I mean, to be a
Yep.
junior and be a part of a special group here. That's going to be a good feeling here, knowing that again, all the hard work is paying off so far here, Micah.
Yeah, it's really rewarding.
Hey, let's just talk about it. I mean, you have the numbers are just insane in terms of it said you're 6'5", 195. It said a lot of people told you you're 6'6" or 6'7". You have incredible wingspan of 79.5 inches with a 97-inch reach. I mean, those are just mesmerizing numbers. I mean, when
Yeah.
you think of it, the impact you can have on the court. I mean, just talk about that. The fact that you really can change the dynamics both on the offense and defensive end as well here, Micah.
Yeah. On defense, I can really get after the boards with my size because I got big wingspan, so it's really easy to box out.
Mm-hmm.
And I can get up with my long wingspan. I can block shots pretty easily.
Just talk about this group, this coaching staff, your teammates. Uh, what has that experience been for you this year?
It's been fun. It's playing with a bunch of seniors has definitely had its challenges, but it's really fun to play with them. They're really nice guys.
Yeah, that's great. Hey, just talk about from the first game on. Could you sense, because I think you get a real feel of it, like, said in the practices leading up to the regular season opener to develop that cohesiveness, that chemistry with a team. Did you sense from, the first game on and even the practices beforehand that this could be a special season and group that you're playing with?
Yeah, we went to a college camp at GVSU before our season started over the summer, and there's a lot
Okay.
of chemistry there. We went 6-0, so that was a real confidence booster for how the season was going to go.
That's great. It's wonderful to hear. And the fact that, I think what was essential for you last summer, playing travel basketball for the West Michigan Lakers on the Preps Hoop circuit, training with Terry Sarah at the Courthouse Athletic Center, Danny Robinson, Coach D. Rob training, and Malik Mayfield, the top tier training. Talk about how important that was for you in terms of the
Yeah,
development and getting ready, getting prepared for this, for your junior year at Hopkins High School.
yeah, it really helped. Getting in reps every day was really helpful and really improved my game.
Mhm.
It really boosted my confidence over the travel season because I was put against better teams and it was really fun to play with a bunch of guys from different schools.
Okay, I have to ask you, where did that growth spurt take place? I mean, obviously you said every year, but like, where, I mean, I just, I've always been fascinated, like, with taller athletes, just where, I said, has that developed over the years, or was there a certain, period of time where you just, you took off here?
Eighth grade was really a time where I shot up. I've been growing for a while since though, so hopefully get a few more inches.
Yeah, that's terrific. Hey, when it comes to the game of basketball here, Micah, you've been playing for a while. I mean, what are just some of the intangibles that stand out to you? I mean, whether it's a practice or it's a game, I'm wondering just for you, what makes it so much fun? Like, when you're out there on the court.
Um, it's really rewarding. Like rebounds, I have a lot of fun getting them and like
Mhm.
ripping the ball out of people's hands and pushing up the floor. I really like the fast aspect of the game. and I really like
Yeah.
bodying up and getting in the post.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, really getting down there in the low post, in the paint, obviously a lot banging, like getting, I said, going for the grabbing those rebounds. But just talk about how you've been able to develop your overall game on both ends of the floor. Let's start with the offense. The fact that, you have the size, you have the weight. So the fact that you can really dominate, whether it's, again, inside and then even from the perimeter as well here, Micah.
Yeah, so I worked with Terry Sayre at the
Hmm.
courthouse. He used to be a pro coach, and he's
Okay.
really big on post moves. So he's taught me all kinds of moves like hook shots and
Hmm.
quick spins. And we've been working on getting out at the elbows and farther out, working on my range with
That's
turning
great.
and facing and pulling up.
That's terrific. Yeah. And then, of course, defensively, fact, block shots and, being able to, really alter the game in terms of like, people are trying to hit, knock down the shots, from long range or trying to drive into the paint, for layups as well. The fact that you have that size and you really can affect that game, in that fashion as well here, Micah.
Yeah. I really focus on getting out on my man and then closing out so they can't get easy threes. And I like
Mhm.
to yell in their face to throw them off a little
Yeah.
bit.
Hey, I love that stuff. You love to set up screens because they're gonna run into a brick wall. I mean, that's
Yeah,
that. I
that's
guess
really
there's no
fun.
other better feeling knowing that these guys are not going to be able to get past you. Talk about that as well.
Yeah. So I like to come up and set screens a bunch because it's really
Yeah,
fun to watch people that aren't paying attention like fly
yeah,
into you.
yeah.
And if I roll, I can get easy buckets.
Yeah, it's wonderful to hear. Hey, another thing is that you're just not a basketball player. You're a soccer player as well. That's what's so impressive that you're, playing multi sports. The fact that you're a starting center back on the Hopkins soccer team, all district, all conference honorable mention player. And I love that story. A couple of things for soccer. You did a 5 mile run to kick off the season. You did 2.5 miles in 37 minutes and 49 seconds. Also ran in the 4th of July 5K where you finished in 21 minutes and 20 seconds. I mean, just outstanding, numbers. But talk about that, how much that, helps you in terms of the strength and conditioning and really staying in shape year round here, Micah.
Yeah. So soccer, the main reason I do it is because there's a lot of running and it really
Mm-hmm.
gets you in shape for the season. So you're not gasping for air. You can easily get back up and down the court.
Yeah.
And that's really important to me. That's why I run a lot of 5Ks over the summer.
Yeah, no, again, that's just magnificent. And I ask athletes just not only about the strength and conditioning, but nutrition, rest and recovery, and mental health, because I think those are again critical components to help out an athlete. Especially during when they're playing athletics. So what is it for you on a personal basis, besides the team activities that you do? To really help yourself and stay in optimal shape here, Micah.
I lift at school regularly, like about 3 times a week,
Mm-hmm.
and I try to manage what I eat. And since we live on a farm, we raise our own beef and pork,
Yeah.
so that's really helps me stay in shape.
Yeah, no, it's again that's fantastic. Okay, I have to ask you about college and NBA. So, what players do you pay particular attention to, and really try to sort of model your game after, and maybe pick out some of their characteristics, some of their tendencies that they display on the court.
I really like to watch Luca Garza. I think he's
Yeah.
really fun. Um, and another guy I really like is Xavier Tillman. I've gone to a couple of his camps and gotten some work in there.
Oh, that's great. That's great to hear. As you know, it's just not about being an athlete, it's being a student athlete. You've been absolutely able to excel in the classroom. Be a perfect 4.0 GPA, National Honor Society candidate. And, you definitely have tackled some of the hardest courses, studying pre-calc. I mean, it's just, and then also playing the saxophone in the band and starring in the Wonka musical where you're the Candyman character. So you have your hands full in terms of trying to balance that out. Wondering where you get the time to rest here, Micah. But talk about that, because time management and organization are again uh so pivotal in terms of achieving those accolades. What has it been for you where you've been able to find that middle ground?
Yeah, I've created like a schedule in my mind so I know when I need to get stuff done. And I usually have all the dates are usually scheduled, so I look at our calendar, make sure I don't miss anything.
Yeah. What I mean, to have those other skills, and hey, you could be a musician, you could, I said I mean, what they be on Broadway, but the fact that you're able to show people out there that, look, I'm more than an athlete, more than said also being a student, but the fact that you have other things that you can fall back on, and obviously they're very important to you. Just talk about, I mean, it must be relaxing. I mean, especially, playing a instrument, and then of course participating in a school play as well.
Yeah. It really um it's a lot it's really relaxing because I don't have to stress about games all the time, and I can really have fun with
Yeah,
something I have passion for.
that's great. You said you've already received an offer from Kuiper College in Grand Rapids, Michigan. That's just a wonder. I mean, that's an amazing achievement, especially your junior year, to receive that offer. That's got to mean a lot to you personally here, Micah.
Yeah, it's really rewarding to see that my hard work's paying off. And I'm really thankful for that offer.
Yeah, that's great, and I'm sure there'll be more on the way. As you know, we live in a day and age of social media here, Micah. So it's highlight videos, and of course, I've been working with Kevin Moses for a long time, and he's been able to provide a lot of athletes and really break down their game, and he's excellent in terms of those scouting reports. Talk about what he's meant to you personally in terms of getting your name out there. And I love what Kevin said about you recently. You helped out your team come through in a clutch win. Your all-around game was the difference. A beast in the paint with great footwork and mixing it up on the boards and playing outstanding defense. Can I come to your block party? So I have to ask you, when you hear those compliments, when you hear that type of positive feedback on your game, what I mean, that's got to bring a huge smile to your face, and knowing that there are experts out there that recognize your game, and just again the type of impact player you are.
Yeah, it's really encouraging, and it really just motivates me to do more and work on my game even more, so keep on improving.
That's great. Just wanted to ask you just about Kevin Moses, just again what he's meant to you, and just again to hear that kind of hear those words from him.
Yeah, it's really been exciting because he's always commenting, and it's really motivating.
Yeah.
And I really like to see his comments on my posts.
That's terrific. That's great. Hey, as you mentioned your family, you need a really solid structure in terms of your family. You have come from a family of four. You're the oldest sibling. You said your dad is a master plumber who you sometimes help out with his work in the summertime. And your mom is a library director. Talk about this, the fact that you have one of your brothers who also plays soccer on the varsity soccer team. You both play on the defensive line. That's got to be meaningful. The fact that you share sports, in the family. And he said there's always a game every night. So I know rest for the weary, but talk about how cool that is. The fact that you guys can share this common bond here with sports.
Yeah. It's really motivating because I really like to play with him, but sometimes we argue, but in sports we really can bond and work together. So it's really fun to play with him.
That's great. As you mentioned before, you alluded to the fact that your family, owns a farm. You live on a farm. You raise your own beef and pork on the farm. You also have sheep, goats, a mini donkey, pony, chickens, and 2 peacocks. So and you know, the fact that, and I like this because I think this develops the work ethic. The fact that you talk about, you know, throwing bales, loading pigs into the trailer, taking care of birds and enjoying poultry. Your peacocks are Kevin and Karen. You got them for your 15th birthday. Talk about the fact that you're able to have a structure, have that regimen in place. What is, I mean, that's again is super important. I think, you know, for you, just describe that, Micah.
Yeah, it really, you have to have a good work ethic because you're always doing chores every day and you got to feed all
Mm-hmm.
the animals. You can't
Yeah.
be lacking, and really getting stuff done is really motivating.
Yeah, you hit it right on the head with chores. I think you know, with those responsibilities, um, I think again can only aid and benefit you, you know, down the road. And the fact that you're doing it at such an early age, I think again, it teaches you life skills as well. Would you agree here, Micah?
Yeah, it really does.
Okay, couple of things. In the spring, you love to hatch new chicks with ducklings, and I see that you set your up uncle with chickens as well. I think it's a paid job. You're hired to get them ready to do chickens, and also, I think it was last year your family showed goats and chickens in the Allegan County Fair last year, where you won the top duck and top goose show. And talk about that, Micah.
Yeah. So I really love raising birds and it's really fun. I really,
Yeah.
really like to show them at the fair. And you have to like describe all their body parts in
Hmm.
front of a judge. And
Yeah.
you can't get stuff wrong because you'll get marked down. So it's really fun and rewarding to see all my hard work pay off at the
Yeah.
fair. Get rid of.
Yeah, I think it teaches again being prepared, and again, you know, I think that that's again, you know, because same thing goes when you're whether you're a student or you're an athlete as well, to have that preparation, to be locked in and be focused on the task at hand, and obviously you've been able to display that, which is just again is tremendous. I know your hobbies are basketball. You love playing that all the time, soccer, and of course raising poultry and hatching chicks. Talk about the fact that you're really fully committed to this, because I think isn't, you know, if you want to be the best athlete possible, you have to put in the time 24/7, 365, which you've been obviously able to meet those expectations. But what are those moments? The fact that you're with nature and that, you know, with all these animals, what are those moments like that? I'm sure that it provides you some calmness and you're able to relax in a way. What are those moments like? Just describe that as well, Micah.
Yeah, the farm, you can really relax, but it also keeps you in shape because we're always moving heavy stuff like bales and hay and grain.
Mm-hmm.
So it is relaxing to see like all my hard work on the farm pay off and see
Mm-hmm.
all my animals thrive. So that's really relaxing for me.
Yeah, it's nice to hear. Hey, I know that your hopes and dreams are to play at the next level, play college basketball. That you've been working on your game, especially your post moves, increasing range in your jump shot, and you want to be able to attain a, you know, business degree in college, and then just talk about how important that is for you. You know, to, I mean, of course, after this year, you still have one more year left before you head into college. But talk about getting ready for that moment because it's not too far off here, Micah.
Yeah, it really would mean a lot to me that see that all my hard work is paid off that I put in. But I know I got to keep working at my game to get to the next level. So I'm going to keep
Mm-hmm.
working as much as I can.
Yeah, no, definitely. Okay, let's get into something, you know, a personal topic, like, you know, which again is it is vital and important to you is your faith. You're a Christian, and it's just the fact that it's been tough for you. You've had to overcome some challenging times in your life. Talk about that. You know, you did have to face bullying, and that, but the game of basketball brought that comfort level that provided that space for you in terms of you could work out your frustrations and, you know, overcome that by as you said, spreading light to the world and others. And I love this stuff, and I think it's important for people to hear this, and I'm going to mention, and you can comment on it. You right here, overcoming adversity is an important piece of life that makes us stronger in sports too. Being strong enough to stand firm through the storms helps us throughout life and keep working until it matters and try not to get distracted by those who discourage us. You can outwork and out hustle a lot of guys on the court. I believe the two character traits that are important are work ethic and kindness. Work ethic helps us achieve our goals and reach success in life. The hard workers on the court are the backbone to a team's success. Kindness is important because with kindness, you can change someone's day. A smile can lift their spirits. You never know what others are going through, and your light and encouraging words can help them get through a rough patch in life. You try to be a leader in positivity. That really hits home because I think in this world, like, especially the last couple of years as we've dealt with this COVID-19 pandemic and mental health, but the fact that bullying has always been out there. And I think maybe sports has, again, been somewhere where a place where people can connect. It brings everyone together. And it has something in common. But talk about that because I think, you also touch on in terms of a team success, but what is the fact that so young and having to experience those tumultuous times, but the fact that you've been able to, again, overcome those hurdles and those obstacles here, Micah.
Yeah. When I was getting bullied in middle school, basketball was a really good outlet for me. It really allowed me to meet new people and friends that I still have today. So it's really, sports really breaks boundaries and really can get you out of like tough spots.
Yeah. Look, man, I haven't talked about this so much, but I'll tell you this. It took me, 16 years to break into sports media. Okay. I, faced a lot of rejections, but I mean, I got bullied as well, like, for the majority of my time in school. And it was not fun. A lot of racial, a lot of ethnic abuse. It was bad. I mean, I had switched schools, really the worst of times. And the fact here I've come full circle, actually, one of the schools I do cover. And in the middle school, I took it on the chin and actually had to, transfer out to another place. And I really do commend you, said for being so resilient because not a lot of people would be able to do that. And the fact that, you stayed strong, you stayed positive. And honestly, I think you could be a motivational speaker because I think with those words, and I think you could really help out, said the younger kids and athletes out there because I think they need it. Because it's so competitive out there, and there are always people trying to, cut corners and try to get to the top, and that's just, it's not the right way. And the fact that you've led by example, in terms again of your work ethic and your determination to again rise to the top. So I'm wondering what you would say. What would your advice and message be out to those younger kids and athletes? They're trying to find their way. And, whether it's basketball or another sport and just trying to succeed and hopefully be in the spot you are at this point in your life.
I would probably tell them that even if you're in a rough spot, there's always going to be something better. It might be a while, but you shouldn't give up because there's always going to be something else, whether it's sports or another extracurricular activity. There's always going to be more friends. There's going to be someone for you. So you shouldn't give up.
Definitely. Hey, before you get the final word, wanted to ask you about Hopkins High School, the student body, the administration, athletic departments. Well, what has the support been for the team, coaches, the coaches and players and yourself as well?
The support has really grown. We got a new AD and he's really pushing for athletics. So it's really positive to see that he's really pushing for new equipment and always looking out for the team.
Yeah, that's great. Hey, talk about the community as well. I think community, also means a lot. What is the, town of Hopkins meant to the basketball program there as well?
Yeah, the community is really supportive of us, and we give back to the community by coaching up the little ones of the community every.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad you shared that. That's wonderful to hear. I'm wondering, that number 40 jersey, what does that represent to you personally every time you take the court here, Micah?
it really represents that I'm trying to put out that you can overcome anything, and if you put hard work out, you're gonna show that you really can achieve whatever you want.
Hmm.
Put in the time.
Yeah. And one more I wanted to just in terms of, and I probably may have asked you earlier in the interview, but to get yourself again, really laser focused, really like be ready, for a game. What is that pre-game ritual? What is that, for you to get yourself mentally and physically prepared? Any things that you do, like you have rituals or anything you do to really before you step out onto that court and you're ready to take on the opposition, that you do.
I really lock in. I'm always thinking about basketball during the day.
Okay.
And
All
I
right.
really like before I do my games, I roll up both my sleeves so I can really get focused.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. All right, Micah, you get the final word and message here for family, friends, teammates, and coaches on the Hopkins High School, varsity basketball team and student administration, student body administration, athletic department, as well as the community there. And anyone else you want to mention, I wanted to give you the floor. I'm sure there's some people you definitely want to thank here, Micah.
Yeah, I like to thank my parents for always being there for me. I really like to thank my coaches. They've really pushed me to get better. It's really motivating that they're always pushing me to improve.
It's great. Hey, Micah, just an incredible honor and privilege being able to speak with you. I said your story, I think, is very inspirational. Is going to provide a lot of motivation for the younger kids, and I think even high school athletes as well, and people. I think just in life in general, I think it really again speaks to your degree of character and just what you've been able to accomplish. And I know there's more to come. So, wishing you all the best the rest of the season here on the Hopkins High School varsity basketball team. And, looking forward to seeing what you do, of course, in your senior year coming up and, beyond.
Yeah, thank you. I'm really excited for the years to come, and I'm really hoping to improve my game.
Thank you.